What's up, good people of Earth? How are you doing? I hope you are good. Thank you very much for clicking this video. You are a lovely soul. Much lovely. You see, we are all about good vibes, love, peace, and forgiveness. Straight out of Africa. With all types of videos. Watch till the end and leave your comments. Respect. Let's dive in.
I watched the Thor movie, and I'm saying, gee, I want to know how much does that hammer weigh? I'm still curious.
Oh,
okay,
interesting.
what does that hammer weigh? And I heard a sentence in the movie that enabled me to calculate how much his hammer weighed.
Wow.
They say, hammer forged in the heart of a dying star? Oh my gosh, I'm an astrophysicist. We deal in dying stars. I got this. Hide some dense stuff going on in a dying star.
Damn.
I filled out the density and I tweeted it. And I said, if Thor's hammer is made in the way the movie says, it has the weight of a herd of 300 million elephants.
Oh.
That's why nobody could pick it up. The Hulk couldn't pick it up. You need the magical powers of Thor to do it. So now.
Oh my god! Hey! That's
When
heavy.
you cut a lime like this, it's hard to squeeze the juice out. If you cut it this way, lengthwise, look how easy it is to squeeze.
Okay. These were found buried on top of a mountain. What are these? How comes people always find this great stuff? You see, I've always been traveling and doing hikes, going to places, hoping I'd find something that no one has ever found, and I found nothing. In all these years, all these places I've gone, I found nothing that has never been found. So I'm very surprised when I see someone finding something that has never been found. This is incredible. God vibes, man. Oh my god. Yo. Like now, what is this? Oh, okay. Oh, I should visit new places. Yo. This guy, it must be really nice to come across something that no one has ever come across. And you're there the first one and you're wondering, what is this? And even Google can't tell you what it is. It must be so nice, man. Much love to you for watching, man.
Alright, this might just blow your mind. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast. For it is the number of man, that number is 666. However, many don't realize that this is English. That means this is a translation for us to understand from the actual text. Now let's take it back to Greek. This is what it would actually say the number of the beast is. Look closer at the symbols. This would mean 666. Now either I'm tripping, or this looks very similar to in the name of Allah. Wait a minute. Am I seeing things or stick with me? John 16, 2-3. They will make you outcast from the synagogue. But an hour, remember that word hour, but an hour is coming for everyone who unalives you to think that he is offering service to God. These things they will do because they have not known the Father or me. Now we know in Islam, they say they believe in Jesus, but they don't believe he's the Son of God. And what did Jesus say? 1 John 2:23, whoever denies the Son does not have the Father, but whoever confesses the Son has the Father as well. So it doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter who you are. If you deny the Son, you don't know the Father. Which is why it says an hour is coming where many will take your life thinking that they're doing it for God, only because they don't know who God actually is. God as in Yahweh. Because when you reject the Son, you reject the Father. Listen, stay with me. I'm not saying this to bash anyone. I'm simply quoting scriptures. It says an hour is coming where people will unalive you thinking they're doing it for God. Now check this out. Sahih Muslim 29:22. I showed y'all the Bible, now I'm showing y'all what the Muslims go by. The last hour The last hour, I told y'all, remember that word hour, the last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews and the Muslims would unalive them until the Jews would hide themselves behind a stone or a tree. And a stone or a tree would say, Muslim or servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and unalive him. Am I tripping? Or is these two verses from two different books talking about the same exact hour? What is one of the places that they said the number of the beast would be, which is the number of 666? What is one of the places? The forehead, ladies and gentlemen. In the word, it says the forehead. On that headscarf is the translation to 666. Do you see it? Check this out. Sahih al-Bukhari 2476 says, Allah's messenger said, the hour, pay attention to the hour. The hour will not be established until the Son of Mary, Jesus, descends amongst you as a just ruler. He will break the cross. Lord have mercy. This says he will break the cross, unalive the pigs, which are the Jews and Christians, and abolish the jizya tax. Money will be in abundance so that nobody will accept it. So not only are they teaching a completely different Jesus, but they're believing that Jesus is going to come down and take all of us out. Are you hearing what I'm telling you right now? Listen, do y'all know that in Islam they're waiting for Imam Mahdi, who's supposed to come and restore the true religion on earth? The prophet said the Mahdi will be of my stock, his lineage, and will have a broad forehead, a prominent nose. He will fill the earth with equity and justice as it was filled with oppression and tyranny, and he will rule for 7 years. Now, the crazy part about this is what it says in the Bible that the Antichrist is going to do is exactly what it says in their books what the Mahdi is going to do, just reversed. I don't think y'all hearing me. Listen, this is not a movie. I really hope y'all paying attention and getting wisdom out of this video, because this is very, very deep. Listen to me. I would never wish anything bad on anyone, and I would never, ever take somebody's life because of their religion and their faith. However, it's saying in those books, that's the plan. So my question is this, because Jesus tells us to love our enemies. No matter how bad our enemy, love them. That sounds like peace to me. Taking somebody out of this world because they don't believe what you believe doesn't sound like peace to me. Now, I'm sure a lot of Muslims will see this. Listen, I'm just quoting the books. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'm always willing to listen on further information. I'm always willing to listen if the context is wrong. However, it lines up very well, and I do not believe in coincidences. My brothers and sisters, what do y'all think? Leave it in the comments.
What is it? Would be a hiding place to some kind of alien artifact. Repair or metal detector managed to detect something. What's in there? What will be discovered? Because he's throwing water in that hole. Something very funny. What has? That under the stone. Some artifact. Millenary. Maybe alien. Or even of some sorcerer. Let's observe. They will remove the earth. We'll use this tractor something very terrible to happen. Observe well. Rude. What is it? A mystical vase. What is it? What's inside that vase? Look at this. What's in there? What would it be?
Oh.
Humans can live forever. Watch this.
There is no biological limit. Of course there isn't. We are the same stuff as a whale that can live a lot longer than us. Pretty much the same stuff as trees that live thousands of years. I'm putting my career on the line. It's a software problem, and what's interesting about biology is that software encodes the ability to rebuild the hardware. And what blows my mind, in a paper that we published in 2020, we discovered that there is a backup copy of the original software in the body that you can access and flip the reset switch, and it all comes back to life. It's one of those gifts to humanity that it exists. We don't exactly know how it's encoded, but 100% we know that it exists, and we can tap into that now.
Office and became president, he said, hey, show me the secret laboratory with the alien corpses in it. And he said outright, there were none. Now, he did say that there's videos of objects, flying objects out there, and they don't know what they are. But, unlike the Independence Day movie, he's claiming that even at the Office of Presidents, there is no lab with like a corpse of an alien sitting there where people are poking around at it.
Well, he would be denied access. Remember what I told you when I briefed President Clinton's CIA director in December of 1993. It had been made very clear to him, the president, as well as the CIA director, that they would be denied access to that. So one of the big issues here is this is how we have made the statement that these projects are being run unconstitutionally, because the key people in the Congress, as well as numerous presidents that we've dealt with, have been deceived or flat out denied access. In a subsequent interview, Obama admitted that we can't talk about that and we don't get much access to it. Bill Clinton, I can't say who he was in a limousine with, but I know him. He's on my team. After he left the presidency, he was there with a superstar and this particular producer in Hollywood who's on our team. And they asked about the UFO issue, and Clinton said, oh, yes, they exist, but I wasn't allowed to know much about it, except some materials were put together for me so I could investigate it. And that was the presidential briefing document that I did. But he said that George H.W. Bush, who was a member of this committee keeping this secret, came to him and threatened him and said, this is none of your business, but out. Now, this is to a sitting president. People need to understand that is actually what's going on. Everyone's still living in high school civics lesson, where the president has an all access pass, the oversight committees of the Congress gets clear access to any operations. This is a myth. I mean, that went the way of all flesh in the late 1950s, which is why Eisenhower, when he left office, gave that famous speech, beware the military industrial complex. He was an anti-military. He was a 5-star general in World War II and a 2-term Republican president. That statement wasn't made by, Abby Hoffman or some 60s radical dropping LSD with long hair. This was a conservative Republican 5-star general president. And the reason he said it, and we know this from someone who worked in the White House with him the last year that he was alive, who was on our team, who's since passed away, Stephen Lovkin, that he was being denied control over these programs, even though he knew about them, and that this whole matter had been taken into an unsanctioned and unsupervised operation somewhere between 1955 and 60, somewhere in that period.
Yo, this is very beautiful, man. Yo, you see humans and animals, and it's very amazing. See how these gorillas love this human here, and they're just chilling. This is good vibes, lots of love, man. I
I
really
walk
love
with
it.
my husband Michael and hold hands. It's like a whole new world for me. Just walking and holding hands. Something that one of our fellow Americans for years could not do.
What kind of shit is that?
Distinguished guests and men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah. Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's deployed today. All of you have performed extraordinary service to our country.
Hell no!
As you said, when Americans look around the Middle East today, they see one reliable, stable, faithful ally of the United States, and that's the democracy of Israel. Americans know that Israel and the United States share common values, that we defend common interests, that we face common enemies. Iran's leaders know that too. You know, for them, you're the great Satan, we're the little Satan. For them, we are you and you are us. And you know something, Mr. President? At least on this last point, I think they're right. We are you and you are us. We're together. So if there's one thing that stands out clearly in the Middle East today, it's that Israel and America stand together.
You serious? Who says there's no such thing as a flying saucer? This solid metal plate is floating in midair. No strings or wires holding it up. And no supports underneath. Pretty tricky, huh? Actually, this is how it works. These are large electromagnets. When the current goes through them, they create a strong magnetic field which supports the plate in much the same way that water supports a cork. And with the General Electric electromagnetic levitator, it's now possible to suspend objects in midair without any sort of visible support. General Electric engineers have used this principle in developing a new kind of GE watt-hour meter. That's the device you have in your home to tell you how much electricity you've used. Inside is a disc like this. And it spins around in a small magnetic field with virtually no friction at all. General Electric scientists hope to develop other frictionless bearings, machine bearings that may never wear out, all based on the same principle.
Huh. Wow, that's interesting, man. Yo, and this is TI, this is amazing and beautiful. Yo, man, this is too much love between this father and the child here. Oh, this is very interesting. Yo, we really love it when you see humans just sharing love genuinely, and it's so amazing. This is very beautiful, man. Thanks to you for watching up to this part. Good vibes only. Share love from wherever you're watching from. Hit the like button, man, and yo, say something. Yo, look at this. Is very interesting. You see these animals, they are loyal to us and they just love us when we treat them nicely. That's very good. That teaches us if we also treat the universe gently and nicely around us, it might also be loyal and rewarding to us. What do you think? Treat anything, everything nicely and good with care and love and compassion, and it will be very good, man, and nice. See how fine this is, man. I really love it. This is just a lot of love. This is so good. This is genuine love. Guys, please
They say they have.
there.
They appear to have. Okay, well, it's a strange story, but part of the briefings I've gotten is that the moon was put in place 65 million years ago, and there's some debate as to whether it was then or a lot more recent, but I don't know if they really know. But one of the theories is the moon was put in place to bring about the fall of the dinosaurs, to create seasons. That the moon is a spaceship, that it was flown into position, it orbits the Earth, And in so doing, mammalian life now predominates, whereas before it was reptilian life. And the reptilians had, the dinosaur species apparently did evolve into a hominid race that was intelligent, that got wiped out when this took place, the 65 million year ago incident. And they did get driven underground, so that is a classic element of the story. But then the Draco Alliance, the negative ETs, say that we persecuted the reptilians, we traumatized them, we drove them underground, and now we have to pay tribute, we have to pay rent to be here. And so the treaty, the negative treaty, is that we're apparently giving them humans as
our meat suits.
Yeah, for whatever they want to use us for, whether they want to dine on us or have us as workers or whatever.
Wow.
We trade a certain number of humans per year. So in my own experience, Danica, I've had multiple invitations to this group. I've had bribes in the billions of dollars offered to me.
I mean, Greer's talks about getting bribed for billions too. I've interviewed him a couple of times.
When you go out there and you're involved in this stuff like I am, they really would love to have you on their side. They really would love to have you as a mouthpiece. And so I was told, for example, that I could do everything the way I do it now, and the only thing that I would have to do different in order to get this money is to, quote unquote, speak favorably about Lucifer. And they had this philosophy they wanted people to talk about, which is that, Lucifer is a benevolent, misunderstood angel. And God abandoned us up in heaven, but Lucifer stayed down here with us. Look, any God that tells you got to go around hurting people is not a God I want to be involved with.
This is why I keep telling people, if you want to know about Lucifer and his fall, go to Isaiah chapter 14, starting in verse 12. Also in Ezekiel chapter 28, where it refers to the lamentation of the king of Tyre, comparing him to Lucifer and his fall. People go, the Dracos, the reptilians, they're part of this race, they're part of that race, they're part of an ET race. Yeah, they're part of one. Lucifer in the garden was the serpent. It all stems from there. Now we go, well, that's only a few thousand years ago. No. According to modern day traditional teaching that is to make you blind, it's only a few thousand years ago. This has been going on for millions of years. Linda Moulton Howe, she talks about the 70 million year experiment of the dinosaurs, and that the Dracos were part of that. The human sacrifice, the blood sacrifice, all of this, the pineal gland and all that of the fear factor and all this stuff. Who do you think's feeding on that? These are as close to demonic entities as you can get. They shapeshift. I've seen them. They shapeshift. They do whatever they want to do. And they're walking amongst you, and you think we're a bunch of kooks and crazy for saying this. Those of us who do this and those of us who talk about this, we don't do it for no reason. I'm telling you right now, I know David Wilcox is he's a writer, he's a producer, movie producer, and things like that. People are, he's just trying to get, recognition or trying to come up with these stories to get fame. Well, he's not. And he mentions Stephen Greer being part of the groups and things like this. But Stephen Greer says that anybody that believes in reptilians or all this other stuff, that's hogwash. He calls it hogwash. Look it up. Well, why is he talking about him in this footage? And in the same footage, he's talking about reptilians. So why does Stephen Greer say they're hogwash? I'll leave that up to you. Leave your comments.
Oh my God! No, that is unfathomable. The craziest thing you see all day. Oh my God! Whoa! What's up with that animal?
Thanks to Nico for sending this clip from Machu Picchu. Check out this incredible engineering located within and between these large granite or andesite blocks that make up this entryway. Look at this insane precision curvature. How did the ancients do this? What type of ancient tool or machine could accomplish this? It's like they bored into the granite with a high-tech tool that could then hollow it out and at the same time leave the cylindrical pillar in the center. Simply amazing. Hey, join me for the 2024 Peru and Bolivia tour, where we will be finding all kinds of ancient anomalies like this everywhere. It's going to be epic. I hope you can join me. Just click the link above in the bio for more info.
Weh! Things are getting tough. Oh, yo, there is a cat here on the wing of this plane. These guys are just chilling. Haven't seen the cat yet. Oh man, it's like the pilot just saw the cat. Yo, these some good waves cat here that just decided to wanna take a ride. Yo, let me go and explore the world out there. Maybe find out what goes on. You say maybe interact with some cats from other parts of the world. This cat decided to take a trip the hard way. But like this guys saw it and have decided to take it back. Oh man. Oh, what might this cat now be thinking? These guys have not stopped my trip. I was up to something. Oh, my plan has really backfired. I thought they had glasses so they wouldn't see me. How was I spotted? Oh, next time I should try hanging their back or the propeller maybe. Yo, I don't think I can hold on to that. Yo, this cat is thinking a lot right now, man. Yo, it's maybe even wondering or regretting why it came there in the first place. Yo, my God, I thought this was fun. It turned out to be risky. Yo, I might have lost my life up there, you see. Oh my God, this is just good vibes. Much love to you for watching. If you have watched up to this far, you are a wonderful soul. Share love and respect out there, man. And caring. You. Yo, this wreck the cat now just came back home and said, yo, guys, that was rough up there. I mean, it ain't as far as I thought.
I've heard from people in the Pentagon that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area that Peter's
Wow. Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the military circles that are in the know about the cover-up here, they kind of in whispered tones talk about the return of the Sumerian gods. And they're talking about the what we would call aliens or fallen angels returning into the Middle East, into Old Sumer area.
The Anunnaki.
Well, could be.
Under the other ancient names.
Giants.
Do you think that has anything to do with why we're in
Why we left Afghanistan.
Something absolutely bizarre has been caught on camera at Gorongosa National Park, and it has the potential to lead to one of the most interesting wild animals ever seen. I'll play a quick clip. As I said, it was caught on camera. What you are watching there might look kind of familiar if you have pet cats or if there's feral cats living around your neighborhood, but that's a female leopard and she's presenting herself to a really large male lion. They've been tracking these animals and this leopard has been hanging out with this group of lions. Now that's not normal. There's the common saying that lions kill leopards on sight, and a lot of the times that is the norm, but this is a reminder that the animal kingdom doesn't follow our rules. While the female leopard and the male lion may be forming some type of a bond, as far as people have observed, the lion has not acted on that any of these times, and that may just be because of the size difference. There's some perspective here, but there's also a really big size difference between male lions and female leopards. We do know from captivity in the past that these two species can interbreed, but when it was in captivity, it was a female lion and a male leopard, so it kind of offset the size difference. They call them lepins, and they're much more leopard-like except for the head, which is really large, and you can see the mane on there. Even the behavior, though, they say is leopard-like. They tended to like the water a little bit more, and they enjoyed climbing.
What is inside of Mexican jumping beans? I got my hands on some to find out. These things are found in Mexico. They're small bean pods of the host flower of a plant. That bean hardens and then falls to the ground, and then some magical circumstance makes these things pop on the floor.
And they don't stop for a long time.
Who needs a clock when you got jumping beans?
What is going on here?
All I hear all day. Tick, 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 tick. So I guess now my question is, should we open these things to find out what's inside?